I want to quickly talk to you about Incogni versus Hello Privacy versus ZeroFox. And we are speaking about data removal services. You know, with the whole thing about people having their personal identifiable information available online and with the rise of data brokers, it's important to really protect your data, okay? So here are the tools I want you to really pay attention to. I want to first talk to you about Incogni. So when you think about Incogni, I want you to think about a very effective personal data removal service that actually benefits from its association with Surfshark, a highly regarded VPN. So this is kind of cool because when you have Incogni from Surfshark, you really have this VPN reputation in the background. That's really fantastic. And the cool thing about Incogni is that it's very easy to set up. It does offer excellent value, and with almost 200 to 250 data brokers, this platform is really great when it comes to regularly providing you reminders on the progress of your removal service. It gives you also a reassurance that it is proactive when it comes to removing your data from those data broker sites. Okay. One thing I really want you to say is that when you think about Incogni, think about a tool that's super easy to set up. You have regular reports. You have a robust privacy policy that really outdoes the competition. On the flip side, there is a lack of clarity on how your data is actually removed. In other words, there is no sort of consistent progress on the whole process, and that's really a bummer. And you have a fewer data brokers covered by Incogni as opposed to, let's say, Opteri or Delete Me, for instance. And also the support on the site is a little limited. Okay, so that's something to really think about. So what about the cost here? I want you to look on the screen here. Here is the cost for Incogni as of the date of this show. So you have the annual plan and the monthly plan. So when you actually go with an annual billing, you are saving 50%. Can you imagine? 50% off. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But what I'm showing you on the screen here, that's the individual plan. But you also have a family and friends plan available. So you have to see which one really works for you. So when you think about Incogni as a data removal service, what do they do exactly? So Incogni actually does a lot of stuff around data brokers. So they will contact a data broker and ask them, I mean, not just one though, they'll do it for tens of them, and they'll ask them to remove your data. Okay. So, but the thing is, you have to first give Incogni the kind of data they have to look for. So your first name, last name, and they'll send you an email to actually make sure that you are who you are. So they actually cover about 200 data brokers. And like I said, it's a little lower than what Opteri or even Privacy B does, for instance, because Privacy B actually covers 400 and Opteri around 600. So 200 is kind of low. But hey, listen, quality matters more than quantity. It's one of those things where you want to first try the service and see how you really feel about it. So basically, as well as data brokers, you actually have people search and people finder sites. So Incogni will also reach out to those as well. Okay. And so these sites exist to collect and sell info about people and are used by folks who might want to investigate a potential neighbor or roommate, for instance, or to check out what someone they used to know from school is doing this day. So it's about being nosy, if you will. Okay. But hey, listen, it's legit. So you have to actually use a service such as Incogni for that as well. So Incogni will provide you, let's say, updates every 30 days or 30 days to 45 days, depending on the plan that you have. Okay. Once you submit your removal request, it takes time for companies to complete the request. Okay. And it really also depends on whether you are in the States or you are in the UK or in the EU, for instance, because in the EU or even in the UK, it's not 35 days. I mean, 30 to 45 days. It actually can go all the way to 90 days in some cases. So it really depends. So long story short, when you think about Incogni, think about the fact that it gives you access to a possibility to remove your data, but it does cover fewer data broker sites than others. Next, I want you to think about Hello Privacy. So Hello Privacy is another data removal service that's actually it has been around for a while. Okay, and but if Incogni was backed by Surfshark, actually Hello Privacy is backed by reputation management company Brand Yourself. So you have another biggie back in another removal service. Okay, and but the thing is, when you think about Hello Privacy, you do have the very basics of data removal services. So you are able to scan and remove data from across the web with some handy guides. So with Hello Privacy, you have an element of DIY here. So of course they will do it for you up to a certain point, but they'll also want you to really do things yourself. So it could be great for some people. But hey, listen, if you are busy, if you have a lot of stuff, you just want to outsource the whole thing to a third party, this could be a little disappointing. So it is what it is. So Hello Privacy, because you're doing some of the work yourself, Hello Privacy becomes pretty cheap. Like they're charging you $9.99 a month, okay? And it's very easy to use, by the way. But in terms of the depth and breadth of offers, it's really the service itself as a whole is much more basic than rivals. And again, this is one of those things where it could work for some people, but it may not work for you. It really depends on what your expectations are. And you do have on Hello Privacy, you have a fewer settings to play with, okay? And it's one of those things where you have to really understand that it really depends on the goals you have, and when it comes to online data privacy. And so let me quickly talk about the basic features here. When you think about Hello Privacy, what kinds of basic features can you expect this year? Well, the thing is that like all data removal services, the primary function of Hello Privacy is to actually scan the web for your personal data and actually remove it. Pretty simple. And remove it either by reaching out to each of those data brokers or website, or by using human agents to do so, right? Now, the service also protects your following data: your full name, age, gender, birthday, phone number, current address, and past addresses for that matter, the names of family members, email addresses, social media profiles, and arrest records. So this is pretty good. So overall, Hello Privacy is definitely on the more basic end of the spectrum, but they do actually do a good job they do a decent job at that. And one nice touch is that Hello Privacy offers a pretty extensive amount of opt-out guides that work separately from using the platform. So that's pretty good. Let me go a little more granular here. So I want to talk to you about Hello Privacy, but more the advanced features that you can expect this year if you were to go with Hello Privacy. Now, one thing for sure, when I speak about advanced features, you do have two kinds of services. So Hello Privacy targets consumers, so that's B2C, and they also have a B2B section where they actually focus on enterprise customers. Okay, so when they think about when they think about their customers in general, B2C or B2B, they actually provide advanced features in terms of data removal services, and that's really advanced data removal services. They have also the ability to delete old accounts, and also they actually can do a social media cleanup across more than 25 social media accounts. So from Facebook to Twitter, now called X, to Instagram, to Pinterest, to Snapchat, and what have you, okay? And so there are dark web monitoring services for both consumer and enterprise that you have through Hello Privacy. So this is kind of cool. And in terms of enterprise, Hello Privacy lets companies add its privacy features to proprietary products and protect employees from having actually their data leaked in the first place. So that's kind of cool. And these tools can be integrated into products with a revenue sharing agreements with Hello Privacy via its API and white label web portal. So this is kind of cool. So overall, when you think about Hello Privacy, think about a service that's actually functional and working pretty well, with no issues reported. But when you really look at the whole service, there are other players offering a far wider array of features that users may appreciate, both in terms of consumer and enterprise versions. Okay, the user interface is pretty basic. I mean, which is either a good thing, making it easier to use the service, or a bad thing for power users. And there are actually a few settings to play with. Okay, so getting a monthly subscription, perhaps with a 6-month check-in, does make a degree of sense if you really think about it. And $9.99 is on the cheaper end of the spectrum, but we think anyone looking for a really well-featured data removal service would be disappointed with Hello Privacy. Now let's talk about the third player into this conversation. So you have ZeroFox. So when you think about ZeroFox, think about a platform that's primarily a social media and digital risk management solution, which really protects firms and also individuals from fraudulent activity, account hacking, and online threats. Okay, so ZeroFox tends to focus a lot more on businesses, although it does have also a B2C component. Okay, now ZeroFox is a cloud-based security platform designed to protect firms from social media and digital risks. It is actually suitable for small to large firms and large-size firms, but also entrepreneurs and solopreneurs and individuals. And they do provide solutions for malware prevention, information leakage, brand protection, and piracy. So when you think about ZeroFox, from that point of view, the target audience is pretty clear. So you have a cloud-based security solution, okay? And this solution actually targets small to large firms primarily, even though, as I said, they do have a component for B2C for individuals. And here the focus is on malware prevention and brand protection primarily. And this service addresses online threats and account hacking. So in terms of UX, fantastic. Users find the ZeroFox platform easy to navigate and utilize, with a user-friendly interface that simplifies the monitoring of unauthorized accounts and online threats. So when you close your eyes and think about ZeroFox, think about user-friendly interface, easy navigation. So that's pretty important, especially if you are going to have a DIY sort of process. You have effective monitoring of unauthorized accounts, and you have a tool that overall, actually across multiple geographies, simplifies digital risk management. So if you are in the state but you have a global operation for your business, ZeroFox could really help you out. So when you think about ZeroFox, what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses of this service this year? So ZeroFox actually excels in customer support and ease of use. That's pretty sure. And this sort of quality of service makes it a reliable choice for firms and individuals looking to enhance their digital security, especially firms, because the stakes are higher when you really think about it. So you have excellent customer support. You will be able to speak to someone. You're not having those robocalls you are speaking to someone, okay? And you have a high ease of use. That's another pretty good advantage when you think about ZeroFox. You have a tool that's really effective in monitoring and managing online threats. And again, I want to insist on the fact that it's across the board. It's across various geographies. It's not just in the States. It's in Asia, it's in Africa, it's in Latin America. It's everywhere, really. And within the industry, actually, ZeroFox benefits from a strong reputation. That's really something they have been building over several years now. So those are the strengths. What about the weaknesses? Well, some users have noted limitations in the granularity of targeting specific threats, which can really lead to false positives in monitoring. So this could be a little problematic, especially if you have a firm that is actually involved in multiple processes and sort of vulnerable to multiple threats online. You also have limited granularity in targeting. You have potential for false positives, and you also have whitelisted items that may still get flagged, and that's really problematic here. So that's really a non-exhaustive list of the weaknesses. What about the scalability? The platform performs well across various scales, catering to firms of different sizes and industries as well as individuals. So this is really important. So when I speak about firms of different sizes and industries, those are particularly in the cosmetic sectors. Okay, so this is really what it is. So this is really effective for large to small firms. You have a platform that's versatile across different industries, and you do have a proven track record in certain niches. So Incogni versus Hello Privacy versus ZeroFox, which one should you go for this year? Well, before I answer that question, let me give you a little bit of background about the selection when it comes to a data removal service. Okay, it's one of those things where when you actually select a data removal service, you want to have a certain level of guarantee, making sure that your data is indeed actually being removed. Because otherwise, you're just paying for nothing. You're just paying for anything for nothing. Make sure that the service follows up to make sure personal data stays gone, right? Because it's one of those things where you do not want to really erase data and then realize the 30 days down the road that your data is back on the site. So make sure that the service follows up. The service actually has to search for new brokers regularly. This is a constant fight. This is not a one-time deal. It's a constant fight. And make sure that the service offers the templates or guides when you have to request the removal yourself, so that the DIY process is pretty like you're not really just thrown in there and just facing the DIY process by yourself, okay, and doing it on your own. No, you need to have guidance. Make sure the service automatically removes as much sensitive information as it can without requiring too much effort from you. You might want to have also a credit monitoring. This could be this could be really interesting, but pretty helpful too. Think about dark web monitoring. So you want to have the data removal service to offer dark web monitoring. If you can have a money back guarantee, that's even powerful. Okay, and also you want to have a service that offers a fraud monitoring with easy access to changing passwords for accounts with weak, compromised, or reused passwords. And also the service can monitor actually social media accounts or other online accounts that hold a lot of personal info for you. Okay, and it's one of those things where you have to really ask yourself, how extensive can this data removal service actually work on your behalf? Because again, you'll be paying like $10 or $15 or $20 a month. You need to have results. Okay, so what's the choice here? When you think about Incogni versus Hello Privacy versus ZeroFox, which one should you go for? Our choice is pretty simple. Incogni is the best choice for individuals. I want to insist for individuals among the three, because Incogni has, of course, Incogni covers only about 200 data brokers a site. But again, when you compare it to the other, to Hello Privacy, for instance, which has a very basic, although decent service, Incogni is way better. And ZeroFox it's more on the B2B aspect of things. And so if you are interested in having a sort of a reputation management, online threat prevention and detection on the B2B side, ZeroFox is way better. I mean, ZeroFox does do a B2C also, but they're not as strong as Incogni when it comes to removing your data as an individual consumer. So as a recap into this conversation, I spoke to you about Incogni versus Hello Privacy versus ZeroFox. I gave you some information, some background info about the tools, and then the selection, the choice, and now the recap. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.